Hey guys, it's Lola here, and this is just to say that Velisa and I are going to be very busy over the next couple of weeks, so we have pre-recorded some episodes for you. Unfortunately, we've had a bit of a mare with the audio, so the audio quality for the next couple of episodes isn't really where we would like it to be. We tried our best to clean it up, and hopefully it's not too bad to listen to, but this is just to say apologies in advance, and hopefully we'll be back with our normal audio quality soon. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope you enjoyed this episode. Oh yeah, the introduction.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. Low.
Up to date. You weren't expecting that, were you?
No.
Hi guys, this is Lola. You can call me Lola if you like.
Hi, this is Velisa, and you can call me Velisa if you want. And this is another spectacular, fabuloso episode of Everybody Hates HR podcast.
I'm loving the adjectives.
Thank you.
It's just how is
Next time I'm going to introduce us in French.
Alright, cool.
Thank you.
Bet. You speak French?
I do.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've got a French GCSE. And wait, hold on. When me and my partner went to France, I carried us. I can ask for directions and how much.
It's giving Brian meeting the mind.
Is there?
We should do it. My French is not terrible.
And my French isn't bad. Like, it's alright. I could choose
Should we do the episode in French?
We.
So you guys can let us know if you would like to hear an episode in French. Don't be so. We can get a new market.
I think we can do it.
Okay, let's try.
Oh, Tasha. Can you tell that we've eaten and before that?
Another French song.
Oh. Well, should we get into it?
Yeah.
So I was
Are we in English?
Oh yeah, English. That's the next time. French. Yeah. You know how it gets sometimes. So. I was on LinkedIn and I saw a post about things that can happen that scare HR. So I thought it'd be quite funny for us as HR to go through some. So the first thing that scares HR is when the manager starts veering off script during the meeting.
So it's like a jump scare, right there.
Oh,
And you don't know, you kind of have to sit there and see where it's gonna go and think, okay, you don't want to interrupt, you don't want to interview, you don't want to undermine anybody, but also you need to be ready to step in case they start saying the absolute wrong thing.
but why do managers do that?
You have a script.
Yeah, why do you put a script?
So you know that thing that they have to embed it, they have to make it their own. It's like you just add a couple of your own, filler words, but you don't have to. You don't change the content of what it says.
Yeah, like, if I say thank you for joining us, say thank you for your time if you want. But don't say like, okay, like hi. Do you know what I mean? Like, just stick to the script.
You know what it is? These are when they're trying to be relatable and they have the script and they're like, look, I've got a lot of things to say here, but between me and you, it's not working out. You know that kind of stuff. That's when you just feel like, whoa, back. But obviously, then you jump into obviously, but we're happy to help you. Improve your performance to get back where you need to be. And then the manager would be saying stupid things like, yeah, or that we could just part ways on, you just accept what the situation is. And we're like, this is not without prejudice conversation. We're not doing any of that. Like, no, that is the worst.
Do you know what the worst is? It's when you have the pre-meeting with the manager and they act like they're going to follow. I've got this, I've read through everything. No, I don't have any questions.
And they might ask you like a minor question like, I'm just here to ask if they have any questions. If they ask questions, will you be able to support me? They're asking they're saying reasonable things in the pre-meeting, but then the meeting,
they're like, nah, let's go rogue.
That's the worst.
Yeah, like it's gonna be like you're just like, oh, why now I have to give you feedback? Like I don't want to do this. Like, oh gosh. Okay, number 2. When they forward your email, can I just say it's not clear who they is. So it could be anyone at work. But it says when they forward your email chain about the person to the person.
I'm telling you, is the manager. They is the manager. Because I don't know who else would do something as stupid as that. Like, that's the only time I've seen it. And they haven't even done edits. They haven't. HR said this. As discussed, looping in X for visibility. X doesn't need visibility. When it's time to present it to X, we'll do it in the right way. Not when they can see that we've been discussing them back and forth.
And how much we might potentially give them, or like when we want them about the business, but
there's the purpose one, there's the accidental one. The on purpose one, I think is even worse. The accidental one,
accidental is careless, but
careless.
Okay,
but you're not daft.
Yeah. But
the on purpose one,
the impulsive managers, the ones that are sick of the employee, and they're like, you know what? You ain't been listening to me. Here, have to look at you authenticity. Like it's too easy to do that.
Do you have a delay on your email?
No.
Yeah, I've got a delay on. I've got a delay on now. Like, just, you know, it'll be, you send it and then that.
Yeah, like, double check.
Can we, I don't know if I've got that's not a minute delay. Still got a minute to fix whatever I did wrong.
Yeah, that's a good tip, actually.
I advise people to put a delay in your email. Because you might not realise for the first minute, but if you do, you know that it's safe in your outbox.
And you can deal with it.
Yeah, I you know what I really, off on a tangent, what I really hate is people that send me receipts. Like, you expect me to click to send you a receipt.
Let me tell you.
I will acknowledge it when I'm ready to acknowledge it.
If I describe how I want to describe those people, because why? There was someone I used to work with that used to have them on and I just thought, what do you want from me?
It makes me want to respond to you less.
Literally. Like, where I would have just replied straight away.
No. I'm not going to.
You have to wait.
I click no to send you a read receipt.
Yeah, because why? Like, don't do that.
It's just no. Don't send me read receipts.
Because that's not me you're tracking.
Exactly. I'll respond when I am good and ready.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Read receipt. When the manager tells you not to worry anymore because they took care of it, and then the employee is in tears somewhere, sending you an anxious email saying, "Can we speak?"
The manager telling you took care of it, at the same time, you will see the pop up on Teams of the employee saying, "Can we have
a chat?"
Yeah. Oh my gosh, no! I took care of it could mean anything.
Like, don't ever come and tell HR if you're a manager you took care of it.
I took care of it without telling you how I took care of it, and I took care of it in another way other than how you advised me to
Exactly.
take care of it.
Like, don't say that, because we would have all visibility on how you would have to take care of it. So you come in and blindsiding us and saying, "I took care of it," it's just no. Like, no, because that means you didn't.
Yeah, and it means that we now have some additional risk.
It means you poured gas
on the fire.
Exactly, and then lit the light. So
I took care of it. Suddenly, resignation.
Oh god! I remember a manager said to me, like, along those lines, like, "Yeah, the conversation went really well. I don't think that we're gonna need you to get involved." Like, in the same way I thought that we needed you to, Velisa.
Yeah.
That same day, the employee asked to meet with me and was in tears and was like, I didn't even know things were this bad. Like, she was like, "Oh, please, what did you know?" Like, they told me not to get involved, honey.
I took care of it.
I
know you told me to do that. I know you said that I should do this, but actually, and I know I said I was going to do that, but actually, when I thought about it, I just thought, this is just not the best way to deal with it. So I took it upon myself to do X, Y, and Z. And now we're going to get sued.
Yeah, that's just...
That's the vibe.
When you need to export salary data from the payroll system, so I haven't had to do that for a really long time, thank God.
Do you hold salary? You don't have to hold salary information, do you? Unless it's relevant to your investigation.
Yeah, like, I mean, I have a system where I can check it. But I can check. Yeah. But I don't need to, no, unless it's relevant, I don't need to.
I hate sending, so I never send data, I never send salary data in the email. You'd be crazy. Even if I wouldn't even attach it to a file and then password protect it, anything. Like, I always send links now. So I upload somewhere and then I'll send, if it's all internal, I'll upload to like SharePoint or OneDrive, lock that, do permissions, and then at least I know if anything goes wrong, I'm the one who's in control of the file. I can lock that file, I can delete that file, I can move that file, I can retract your link, I can do anything. That's how I feel good about it. Or if I send the link to the wrong person and they click on it, they still can't access it. Because I've seen things. I had one of my companies, I was hiring someone into my team, and there was a similar role in another part of the business that some other people did, but my team was like, I was hiring an internal recruiter, and there was some recruiters in the business doing other things. And then when the payroll person sent out the contract, when we had like the payroll person sent out the contract for, I think they sent it for checking, I don't know, anyway, they sent it to the wrong person, and the person who received it did a similar role and got paid, maybe did a more senior role, but got paid a similar amount, but they just did something slightly different. When they received the email, they were like, I can't believe this is how much we're going to pay this person. If that's the case, I'll apply for this job. It's not that hard. My job was much harder. How could you be paying someone so much money? And I just remember the person who sent out the contract called me and just told me what had happened, and they were just floods of tears. And I was like, okay, this is not good, but it's really not the end of the world. If that person had the ability to apply for that job, they never applied for the job. Now they can see how much it gets paid. It's not their business.
Yeah.
And, we had to have that conversation and actually apologize. We have to put a process in place to make sure that can happen again. So after that, all links that got sent, just to make sure to send to the wrong person. But there's nothing worse than when you realize that you may have sent like the wrong data to the wrong person, or you send something to somebody who shouldn't have had it. Like it's like you can't breathe.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that? Have you sent something to the wrong person?
I have, because when you've got like more than one, I don't know, there's like loads of Emma Louises, or there's loads of like Sarah Nicole's or whatever, and I've sent it to like the wrong Emma, for example. I've definitely done that. I can't remember what it was, but 100% done that before. Yeah.
I've done. What the hell is sent? That's been like. Obviously, I'll be recording quick. That's why I know that 1 minute. Because usually when I realize straight after I've done it, so I'll be recording emails. But I don't know what I've sent. I think he said nothing, the wrong thing to like our lawyer before, but that's fine because I'm not on anything. But yeah, I've definitely done. I can't remember now, but I've definitely sent something to the wrong person and had a massive panic about it. But yeah, it is.
Send links,
guys. Send links.
Like it probably puts a down on your whole day if you've done something like that.
No one will beat you up unless you be up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which one haven't I read? When the printer jams while you are printing confidential documents.
You have to stand by the printer and get somebody else to get the technical support.
Do you know what? When I was HR admin, this used to happen to me all the time. And I remember there was a woman in payroll, and she's just the nosiest person ever. Like, she was so nosy. She was in everybody's business. Like, it's actually stored everybody's salary in her brain. Because whenever something would happen or go wrong, she'd be the first one to come, and they're on 65 pay, like, and they're doing all that, blah, blah. Or she'll think we're the same. It's like, no, you're payroll, I'm HR. We don't need to have these conversations.
You know what? Yeah, I find that when there's different types of payroll people. There's payroll people who know, okay, I'm here to do payroll. But then there's other people who are like, I have access to the payment, so I must need to know the thing behind it.
And no, you don't.
If you see that someone is getting an ex gratia payment, a settlement payment or whatever, process the settlement payment. Literally. Don't be asking me what happened.
For real, leave me the hell alone.
Like, that is absolutely nothing to do with you. But they're saying like, I already know something's going wrong and I can see the payment. Okay, you know what you know. Send me what you know.
Use your discretion and let's not talk about it. Like,
that's crazy. Like, they think they're an extension. It's like, no, you do the payroll and the HR staff, whatever. Or finance are like that sometimes as well, where they can see like, they can see that something's happening, or even IT up to it. Can you close X, Y, and Z? What's going on? Just close
you just need to close your account. So like, she's so nosy. So then I used to hate when I would print like confidential data or confidential just records about somebody, and like I missed the page, or I used to. I'm not gonna lie. When I was a HR admin when I first started, I made a lot of really silly, like careless admin mistakes, and it would be stuff like that. And she'd come round with the last sheet that I left. Be like, oh, you left this, Velisa. So I'm like, thank you. Like,
I've read it.
you know what I mean? Like, I know that you stood there at the printer and you read it before you came to give it back to me. Like, yeah, it was just annoying. And the whole floor was HR, finance, payroll, and regs, because there was a farmer element.
That's not a terrible.
Yeah, bunch to find it.
Yeah.
But still, it was just like, and when I was in admin as well, I don't know, like my eyes just worked differently. Like I'm really old school, so I prefer to like write notes rather than type and stuff like that. So it was the same when I would have to write a letter to somebody, especially because I was new and I was trying to practice like the best way to style them. I would print them out, like write on them and then print it and then type it up again before like actually.
What do you do now?
Oh, now it's always flawless.
Do you know what I do?
I just type them up, or there's templates, like it's fine.
But in terms of like proofreading, because I feel like once I've written something, I find it very difficult. to spot my own mistakes.
Proofreading, I have to read out loud. I'm not gonna lie, just to double check.
I use the read aloud function. I used to do before they built it into Word. I used to use like text to speech.
Oh, is it?
All my studies, my dissertation, and everything. Now Word and Outlook actually they have something built in where you can just read aloud, and that's how I spend my typing. Because when I read it, I just find that I just can't.
You're thinking too fast.
Yeah, I'm thinking too fast, and I'm just reading what I think I wrote rather than reading what actually. This is why you need This is why it's good to have somebody else to read it.
Yeah, your mind.
But that read aloud function is the best, because when it's reading it back to you, when there's a typo, you'll hear that it don't make no sense, and like that's how I do it. Especially with like working by myself sometimes.
Yeah,
there's no one to like check. So I just get the computer to read it aloud.
It makes sense to do it.
Read aloud function, guys. That's the best.
And then the last one is, I kind of thought that whatever now, but it's when an important payroll change doesn't actually make it to payroll.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not that scared by that one.
Yeah. To be fair, so again, so do you know what? In my first HR admin job, depending on how you look at it, it was good for me because I was HR admin, but I got because it was a smaller company, I got a chance to get involved in things that I may not have been a part of if I was in a bigger company.
Yeah.
So I got to do a bit of like business partnering, advisory stuff, but they also gave me payroll. So I hate payroll with a passion.
Same.
I used to hate. I couldn't stand it. I was so happy when I knew that I did not have to get involved in payroll anymore. Like it was such a like manual way of doing it. Like it wasn't automated. It wasn't in a
smaller company.
Yeah, it wasn't in a system. It was just like a spreadsheet that I would have to print and pass on to finance. And it's just like, why are you making me print?
Why are you sending it to them?
Like, it was the worst, honestly. It was the worst. Like, I hated payroll. Like, I really applaud those who do payroll and find some sort of joy in it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, honestly. It was just the worst, so yeah.
Payroll changes, I feel like those are like, now I know most companies can do like out of cycle payments, or they can, they can do advances, or most employees can wait till next lunch true.
The worst ones though is like, if you've had a leaver, and it was a bit of a like, wasn't the nicest way that they left or whatever. And then like you miss off like their payment in lieu or something.
Yeah.
And then now they're emailing you saying,
and the people who've had the issue.
Yeah. And it's like, oh gosh, I need to deal with this like straight away. But yeah, I'm not that bothered either about payroll. So yeah, are there anything else that scares you?
Scares me as HR. When I come back from holiday, and there's a invite in my diary or something, or with someone's name in it. Like, let's say the director sent me an email that says Velisa to discuss. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, what happened? What did you do? What happened while I was away? What's going on? I just feel like something went bad. Yeah, that's the main thing.
I think for me as HR, what scares me? I don't know if scare is the right word, but I do get nervous when I know like I've got a nervous manager and I need a nervous manager to have a certain type of conversation or lead on a disciplinary, and like I can hear their voice like quivering, or I can see the script like shaking, or they keep looking down, they're not even looking at the employee because they've got a good relationship with them. And I'm just like, like the worst was just when a big manager, senior manager cried. I said, yo.
I told you, I had my first cry. I said, no, I can't do this. What is this?
Do you remember the first time in your HR experience when someone cried in front of you?
Yeah, it was a dismissal. Those Scott was a man. My toxic trait is I feel sad when men cry. I'm trying to get over it, guys. But yeah, it was really bad, and it was a salesperson. He hadn't been selling, and then we had a meeting, and we dismissed him. And yeah, it's really sad actually.
Yeah, mine was a woman in children's sales, and she just wasn't doing well. But do you know what? Looking back, I thought like I was set up, because I was quite new. Well, not new, but I was still really junior. I was thinking, should I have been the one having this conversation? I felt a bit set up, but
yeah,
yeah. And then she just cried. She was like, "Oh, what am I gonna do? I've got 2 kids.
I
My husband's got 1 kid."
I know why people do it, but I really hate this content. I don't know.
Yeah, but I felt really bad because it was my first time ever doing it, and I was like, "Oh, is this what every single one is going to be like? Like, are they gonna tell me about their livelihood and like how it's being taken away and stuff?"
I do, yeah. I do. I know everyone deals with it differently, but I do love a young dismissal and you don't care. Yeah. I love that. If you only do dismissal and they don't care, they're gonna be fine.
Those are the best ones.
I love it. I love it. Oh yeah, when you say oh, do you want me to tell them not?
No,
I kind of saw it coming.
Yeah. For real. Like it's fine. I had someone appeal once a dismissal, and then within a couple of days of them appealing it, they said, "Actually, I've got another job. I'm alright." They were like, "Yeah, it's fine. I'm all good."
I love it. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, those are the easiest ones. It's the, do you know what the worst ones are? The people who don't read the writing on the wall.
And they allow you to take it all the way to the end.
Yeah.
There's very few of them that I've ever come in with, and I'm grateful for that.
They don't scare me, they're just annoying.
Or, the truth, it's not a scare thing, it's just, I always just find it are you serious? It's only when they get into the meeting that they realise, wow, this is serious. Because when they got the letter, they're not taking it seriously, they're not doing anything. And when they get into the room, they start looking around thinking, wow, this feels... They start using all the allegations because they're like, oh, performance, oh, conduct, oh. But up until this point, it's what do you think was happening here? It's a disciplinary... What would you feel that? And then they don't until the final thing, oh, wow. And then you can see them sobering up in the meeting as it's happening. Oh, terrible stuff.
People are hilarious. So kind of moving away from that, but kind of sticking with it is, I saw an article talking about the phrases that people say in the workplace that could cause another colleague anxiety at work. So it'd be interesting to see if any of our listeners find themselves using those phrases or feel like, yes, these are the phrases that do give me
triggered by those, yeah.
Or both, to be fair. So the first one is, can we have a chat?
No. Yeah, that one is about what?
Every job that I start, one of the first things I tell my manager is, if you ever need to speak to me in an ad hoc way, where it's out of our one-to-one time, you have to tell me what it's about. You can't just say, can we have a chat? Because first of all, I work in HR. That could mean so many things. So you have to be really specific about what, not detail, but high level, it's about this case, or it's about I don't know, feedback from this person. But you just have to tell me stuff, just even if it's one line, just tell me. Yeah, because it does cause anxiety if you just say, can we have a chat?
Yeah, I think so too. I think sometimes, and I've done it before. I've done it to somebody else, and then afterwards and they flagged it to me and I'm like, how could I have done that? And I can do better. But yeah, and as you said it, I just thought, oh, it's just a follow-up from the conversation that we had before on this particular piece of work. But they saw it as a different conversation and I wasn't very clear. And yeah, I think that's the worth like something we have to chat. I don't know why does it make people upset? Is it just the lack of like the fear of the unknown or
yeah, it's the ambiguity of not knowing like what someone wants to talk to you about. I think it depends as well though who's asking you, because if I don't know if you work in marketing and someone in PR says, can we have a quick chat, you might actually be used to that.
yeah,
sort of like,
yeah, it's true.
do you know
It's
what I mean?
true.
But if it's me,
I think it's your manager.
it's your manager or me.
Yeah, or HR.
Because whenever I'm very conscious of how I tell people I need to talk to them. If it's informal, if it's an invite, that's different because they'll get a letter. But if it's informal, I'm very conscious about how I communicate it, because people get so nervous when they see that HR want to speak to them.
Yeah.
Like, I've been asked if this was a fishing exercise before, like as in like, I know you don't need to talk to me. Like, was this like IT kind of seeing if I'm gonna take the bait?
Oh,
Yeah. I've had that before. So
imagine.
yeah. I've had people say to me, "Oh, you must you must have the wrong person. Like it's not me you need to talk to.
Wow.
It must be someone else." And I feel like,
No,
it's you.
and sometimes it could be, most of the time it's something so minor. Just wanted to let you know that, you know, I might need to speak to someone in your team about it.
Literally,
you know, like
literally.
this little one's like, oh, I just wanted to let you know that that thing that we spoke about before, that's what actioned it now, so you should be hearing it. So
Yeah.
don't want to catch it by surprise, but yeah, you'll be getting an
Why are you so guilty?
Yeah.
The next one is, did you see my email?
That one, yeah, you're only triggered if you know. If you're behind on your emails here as well, that one will
send you over the edge.
Yeah, that'll be severe anxiety. But it makes you feel like, I missed something, blah, 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 blah. And if you're not on top of your work already, you're already like, oh no. And if you are on top of your work, then you're like, oh my gosh, it's me, I'm falling behind on my work. Like, what I look slack, what does this mean? Oh, I don't want to think that I'm not doing good work. Like, there's just so many things that go through your head. And it's literally, I don't think that's anybody's issue. I don't think that's a problem for anyone, but it doesn't make you feel anxious. I don't know how you could make someone feel less anxious. Did you see my email about this? Or do you have time to speak about that email? Or maybe it's better to say, I sent you an email, I'm not sure if you've had an opportunity to look at it yet. It's about, have you? Maybe.
Just send a follow-up on the email.
But they say, did you see my email? What's the purpose of that? Did it say that, have you seen it? Or
I feel it's quite passive-aggressive, you know? To say, did you see my email, knowing that I haven't seen your email?
You might not just got
exactly, which is why I feel like it.
But they might want to talk about it. So you know, like if I'm speaking to you, like, so oh yeah, did you see my email? And then if you say yes, I'm gonna be like, okay, this is
yeah. And then if I say no,
you have to say, oh, okay, well, can you give me a bell? Well, you drop me a note once you've read it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if there's anything wrong with that one. Did you see my email?
I think it depends again.
Maybe you should say your email about what you're talking about.
If it's a cool person, you'll be alright. But if someone that really jars you, that's like, did you see my email? You're gonna be like, just leave me alone. When I get to it, But yeah, no, yeah, fair. Did you see my email?
I think that's fine. Maybe tell your email's about.
Another phrase is, can I have 5 minutes of your time? So kind of similar to can we have a chat?
No,
but can I have 5 minutes of your time?
Do you know what? I think it's actually incredibly disrespectful to ask somebody for their time and not tell them what it's about. Like, are you insane? Like, I don't care if you're a manager. I don't care if you're, my manager. Yeah, I don't care if I'm your manager or whatever. I can't make a judgment about whether you can have 5 minutes until I know what it's about. I actually can't. Like, I don't want to get into a meeting.
It's never 5 minutes.
It's never 5 minutes. That's the first thing. And what do you want to talk about? Some things I'm going to say, I don't have time. And some things I'll say, no, okay, I do have time for that. Or some things are actually maybe not going to be for me. Something I don't want to talk about. There's lots of different things. Like, do you know who does it to me sometimes? Candidates. So I'll have candidates I haven't spoken to in months. And whatever they do, I assume they're looking for another job. But they'll be like, hi, do you have time for a chat today? And I'm like, And it's so hard for me to say to talk about what, because I may be busy. And if it's about something important, if we're going through something, or I can try and make time. But if it's about something that I can do tomorrow, then I might say no, tomorrow is better. If it's about something that I have no interest in, that I don't want to talk to you about, I want to say I'm so sorry, but I don't have time to talk about that. But it's saying, and I get it like a lot from my candidates. Usually if they're not happy in their job, they're going to move on, or I don't know, maybe they're settled and they've got a question about their new team and they just need someone external. But saying, do you have 5 minutes, and you're not telling me what it's about, like, that's insane.
Do you know what? Sometimes 5 minutes like means, yeah, just a quick catch up. But my thing with the 5 minute things is, one, could this have been an email? Let's think, because if it could be a 5 minute chat, could it be an even shorter email?
Yeah.
One. Two, I feel like it's not everybody, but I think that's part laziness, you know. Like they just want to...
Don't want to write it down.
Yeah, you don't want to write it down. You just want to chat to me.
It is.
Yeah, it's just like, no, just write it down. You know, like how some people are texters and some people... It's the same thing. Like you just want to grab me for a chat because it's easier for you, not because it's actually efficient for what we need to talk about.
Yeah, I find it a lot of that time, like, well, would you have 5 minutes for a chat? Maybe there's an action that needs to be done, but now it's listen, you've done your bit verbally.
Yeah, now I have to do the work.
Write it down and tell you, this is what we spoke. Maybe if you write it down, I could just respond yes or no, or I can respond with one line. But I can't do that now because now I have to put the whole context of our conversation in an email because you didn't want to do it.
Yeah,
it's very rude.
Yeah, it is. So yeah, I'm not really a fan of can we have 5 minutes. I do it sometimes, but I feel like the people I do it with are people I have really friendly relationships with, where it will actually be 5 minutes because we do talk all the time. But yeah. Another one is so-and-so from HR will be joining on next meeting.
No, that's not how. Well, it depends. When would you say that? Like maybe if you're doing a performance.
Listen, HR is never joining your meeting unless something is going on.
Yeah, but maybe if you're doing a performance like improvement plan, you might get someone for HR in at a certain stage, or like get to warning levels or whatever. Yeah. But still, there's no reason. It was HR's company is not good.
But then it's better to tell them rather than like blindside them.
That's wicked. So wicked to like
HR just turning up.
No, that's wicked.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that.
Exactly. You have to you have to give them a heads up.
Yeah. I would never be in a meeting, or I would always tell the managers to say, like, if I'm going to be in a meeting or someone from HR is going to be in a meeting, you have to be told. It's cruel. I really think it's cruel, you know, like, it also helps you to think about what type of meeting it is. If I know HR is attending, I know I got to be on my Zoom. I got to know what I'm talking about. I might think about the line to tell, to cover up the thing that I did. Like, whatever it is, you just need to be prepared. If HR's coming, because you know that the thing about HR going to the meeting is they're going to prep the line manager. So the line manager is going to be prepped. So on the flip side, you also need to be prepped.
Yeah, it's true.
Whatever's going to happen.
It's true. I hate I get it. No, let me not say I hate it. I understand it, but I don't like the reaction sometimes that employees have to HR being in meetings. Like, you don't even know what I have to say, and you're already being defensive. It is, but it's just like, take time, because you might actually be making things worse for yourself.
Yeah, and sometimes, all the time if we're there, it's probably better for you because we're going to make sure that the process runs as it's supposed to run.
Yeah,
if your job. As the manager wants it to run, or you know what I mean? Like, we are there to...
I'm here to be neutral.
And be fair. Yeah.
Like, I'm here to make sure that things stay on track. Okay, I'm not here to accuse you of anything or to take a side. You know, yes, your manager would have had a conversation with me before you, but that's probably because they raised the issue. If you raise an issue about your manager, it's you I'm going to speak to before your manager. Yeah. So just take time. All those people that come into disciplinaries on smoke, you've done what you've done, and what I need to my thing is,
if they've done
it, if they've done it, allegedly, but we get to disciplinary, so it's been substantiated that there's certain facts that have been established in an investigation that you have done, which is why we're now on a disciplinary, and you're on smoke. What I need to see as HR, because I don't know if people know, after you do like a disciplinary for a hearing manager, yes, HR is there to just take notes and make sure things are fair, but you're often asked, how did the person show up?
Yeah.
Like, you know, were they remorseful? Did they show understanding that going forward, this is... And so you people that come on smoke and acting like...
I'll give up. Yeah.
Literally, like, you're not helping yourself because you might have just got a first warning.
Now you got a final.
Now you got a final because you decided that you wanted to be on smoke. So just take time. You know?
Yeah. Like, did they seem like they were remorseful? What did they say? Did they, you know, what have they done since?
Yeah, that can really help you. Yeah, as long as it's not like egregious what you've done, that can really help you to just show up like you've understood. I've read the policy, you know, I misunderstood it, you know, now it's very clear. I'm willing to take training in.
Yeah, in hindsight, I definitely could have handled it differently, and I wish that I had. Influencer apology, man.
For real.
No makeup in the bar.
No, I really don't understand what was wrong with what I did. Okay, I just don't get, like, what is the problem here?
Seems like common sense.
Yeah,
like, if you was in that situation, what would you do?
Don't do that if you want to keep your job and not have an unnecessary...
You can stand 10 toes down, but just take what comes with it.
Literally. Say it with your chest if you don't care. Like, but if you care, just take time. Take time.
Listen, it's not, yeah.
Is there anything that people can say in the workplace to give anxiety?
I think saying like something that, like, speaking on behalf of senior people, so being like, oh yeah, the CFO said, or the CFO has an incident, or you know when you say like this. Somebody has seen something and they're not happy with it, like, yeah, Mark's really not happy with that, or James is really not happy with that, or Louise is really unhappy with that. Something that makes it seem like people on high are disapproving of you. I think something like that is not good. Like, that gives people, and that, or they don't like it. Mm-hmm. So, oh yeah, you want to go with the blue branding? Well, to be honest, you know, James said he was really hoping to go with the red, like that kind of stuff. It's I've made a mistake. Like, the seniors know, not necessarily for me, but I know for other people, like, it's that makes them really anxious to think, okay, the senior, the top management are disappointed or disapprove of me. What about you?
Do you know what? Sometimes when people have, like, managers or leaders have a conversation that it involves me or something I've done without me, and then, like, for example, like, my manager will come back and say, oh, you know, I was having a chat with Tom, Paul and John, and, you know, it was mentioned that, so, and I'm thinking, oh, like,
you guys all sit around.
You could accuse me of that. So yeah, now I'm thinking, oh, what else was said? Like, how did you get to the point where I even entered the conversation? So stuff like that. Also, like, even little things like, oh, we're all going for drinks on Friday. Oh, it's alright if you can't make it, but, like, you know, we're all going. So, you know, do you want to come?
Yeah.
Like, no. But, like, you know, I said it, or
yeah, I'm alright now though. Most of the time, like, there's not that much that if you see my email when you're behind your emails, that will get me. Do you see my email?
Because it's like, do people understand? Genuine question. Do people understand that you are not my only priority?
No,
you are not my only thing I have going on.
Everyone's stuff to them is the most urgent, isn't it? So they don't realise that you're dealing with 6 different urgent things, of which probably none of them are actually urgent.
But then I just think, like, I'm ER, surely you don't think that you're the only investigation that I have going on right now.
And you must know there's usually there's a bigger, badder, more important,
literally,
more complex investigation.
Literally, if you know you're complaining about your PIP, surely you know that I have something going on.
I think that they put that. You know the question that people always ask me when they find out work in HR, and they're like, oh, what's the worst HR plan? What's the whatever? And I think when I start telling them, it goes beyond what they can even comprehend, because they're thinking I was going to say something like, oh, 2 employees kissing or whatever. When I start saying, you know, stalking, assault, police officers, all this other, they're like, what? I'm like, this is, they're not the highest priority.
Literally.
I try our best, but
like,
I'm not prioritizing
like, I love you have the confidence to speak about the fact your PIP or something. Love that for you. But
surely, like it, I love it.
Exactly. Surely you don't think that this is, like, where all my time is. I'm employed Monday to Friday.
I probably do.
I'm employed Monday to Friday, and you think this is all I have to work on? Let's be guided.
Yeah, but maybe not all, but one of the most important ones. 100%.
I mean, I love that for them. It's the ones I try to deal with quickly though.
Yeah, we're just giving a quick job quickly.
Yeah.
Those are the ones you can easily refer. Oh, okay, yeah, I completely understand where you're coming from. Copying in your manager, blah, blah, he'll be able to take you to X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Case closed.
Quick one. But yeah, like, I mean, it's just something to think about, you know. I never look at anyone and think, I'm your only, like, I'll never look at legal, for example, and think, I'm the only person coming to them with employee related things when I work in a company that has X amount of people working there.
Yeah, I think some people just think that they are literally the most important people in the world. Senior people, like, I don't know when it happens, but at one point in time,
senior people,
they start to believe their own source.
The worst,
they literally think like, I am the most important, like nothing else is more important than what I'm doing. They actually start to think like certain things like that.
And sorry, I have one more thing to say.
Yeah.
I understand why I have to be like this, but sometimes it really annoys me that I have to like treat senior people in a certain way, because like, you know, when some
Okay.
No, let me land. I'm gonna manage. Why do I have to do what they say? Okay. I'll get someone with Velisa. Let me land. What I'm saying is, you know, when people are so like, let's say you've got I don't know, there's a VP called Lola. Lola's in the office today, guys. Like, we have to make sure that Lola's just a person, you know.
And we do our job every day.
Like, literally, what has changed? What has to change now for me because Lola is in the office today? Like, it makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It reminds me of, you know, in school when Ofsted are in.
Yeah.
Like, why?
That's what it is. Like, wear your uniform properly.
Especially because I'm like, I've been doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So
I don't need to go over
why?
I'm actually, you're right.
Literally. And I remember, obviously not all workplaces are like this. And maybe one day, guys, I will stop talking about Meta. But I remember in my early days at Meta, when I spoke up about certain things that I observed about being a black employee in the workplace. And the VP of HR at the time was almost like, wow, like she actually like spoke up. And I think it might be because other people didn't feel like they could or should because she's the VP of HR.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that
when she was talking about, people were probably running around trying to make everything perfect.
And I'm not saying that's always the right approach, but you have to humanize these people. You can't,
in your own mind.
Yeah, you can't just look at a VP or a CEO or a CFO and just think they are a CFO or a CEO. They're a person. They have friends. They have family.
They understand that
they make mistakes.
They should understand that you have friends and family too.
Yeah, they didn't wake up as a CEO or CFO. They had a journey as well, and like they will learn from you because those people are so detached as well from what you do day to day. So please, just when you're running around, don't include me in your mess. Like I've been doing what I'm supposed to do. So when they're here, I don't need to change. Like don't rub your anxiety off on me. That's one thing.
That does give anxiety.
Yeah, it does. Don't do that to me. It's not fair.
It does.
It's not fair.
Like, they're coming, they're gonna be like, they're coming here to do meetings and to have they don't care about us. We don't need to organize a meeting. We don't need to this week have an agenda for the meeting that we have every week and we never have an agenda for. We don't need to pretend that someone's gonna take notes. No one ever takes notes.
Honestly.
We come to do knowledge and speak to the team and we can just do that.
Yeah, it's like one time a really senior person was in from HR and I decided they were gonna like have a lunch or whatever. And I went for like a little bit, but then I was meeting my friend. And then I remember like my manager came to me and said, "Oh, you missed out on networking." So shit, she's not gonna remember me, man. I really miss nothing. Please, like, miss me.
People are asking of you, all that stuff.
Literally, go and ask her to name every single person that was in that room.
No.
Like, please, like, I'm not you.
Yeah.
I don't need. I just.
That is anxiety.
It is anxiety because now you want me to think, oh my gosh, now why does she go to lunch and not want to come to? She is definitely not thinking that. So she was pleasant, you know. She hasn't been to this office in a long time.
So many nice people.
Yeah, so that is a big one for me actually. Yeah, I don't like that anxiety.
When I put this up, I'll put a question and I'll do it as like, what can cause anxiety for you guys? If you're watching on YouTube, you can put it in the comments, and anywhere else, you know, Spotify, put it in the comments, or come comment on Instagram.
Yeah.
We are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
we're shooting towards the end of the year now, and we're trying to grow our socials. We've done a really good Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify. We're doing really good, and we have like a couple of other milestones that we want to hit. So keep going, guys. Like, you know, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff.
That's right, guys.
Bye.